Okay, since half the engine's in pieces and I've got everything back on the car ready to drop it back on its wheels, so I feel like I've achieved something today. I thought I'd reward myself by having a go at removing the swirl flaps, which was something I had a little go at, but wasn't so bothered about really first time round. So let's have a little go. I've taken the motor off the end, so I'll just show you what I'm doing. So on the end here is where the little servo goes that sits on here and turns the flaps open and closed. And it's quite difficult, but you have to try and get something on, well, this is what I'm trying to do anyway, get something onto the end of this tiny little steel rod that runs through all of those flaps at once and try and pull the bugger out. Once I pull it out, then you can remove all of the flap mechanisms, you know, the actual assembly in each inlet port, and take the flaps off. My intention then is to put the motor back on so it thinks it's turning the flaps, but not have any actual flap there. Okay, let's see if I can actually get it off, and I'll give it a few minutes and see what I can do. Okay, just for anyone else that wants to try this, I've been pulling my hardest and I've managed about 6 millimeters of movement, just gripping onto this tiny little square end here. So, just in case you need any moral encouragement, it's damn hard. Okay, now that I've managed to pull, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 mil of that rod out, you can get a mole grip and you can clamp it on then, and saves you using your strength to pull it out. It looks like it should come then. There we go. Success. There we go. Ha ha ha. Okay, so my plan is to just stick the motor back on and have it think it's doing its job. Don't see why it would know any different. Yeah, so my plan there is to just put the unit back on. The motor will continue to turn, all completely oblivious to what I've done to it. Happy days. So what you need to do is, we still need this outer assembly to go back in, otherwise the gasket won't have anything to seal up against. It'll just be flopping around in there. So what we have to do is remove this turning swirl flap from the assembly, like this one here, and then clean it up afterwards. So there's a little rubbery retainer thing here which we just need to sort of try and pry out. There's your flap, we don't want that. But there's your little housing, we do want that. And that can go back in once it's cleaned up. Just do that to all of them and reassemble, away we go. Okay, what you want to do then is go and get all these once you've cleaned them up as much as you're happy with. Pop them back in here, so they just push in nice and tight, like that. Okay, I've just been cleaning my gaskets up just a little bit of spray on cleaner, whiz them off, shove them back in, look, easy peasy. These gaskets are in pretty good condition, so no problem reusing them really. if I wasn't in the middle of an engine rebuild and a timing chain failure, I'd probably put new gaskets on, if I'm honest, but since this is just a little bonus while the head's off and the manifold's off, and I'm just going to reuse everything. Right, now it's all reassembled. The actuator is on the end, a little servo that turns the flaps, so it's going to still turn and it's going to think everything is fine, but of course we know nothing's going to be turning because there's nothing here. Whether you get any power increase because of the more open inlets, who knows? I don't care really. It just seemed like an opportune thing to do while the intake manifold was off. So everything's back in, or just waiting for the cylinder head to go back on now, and happy days.